everybody, it's just in time with your Flights Affairs. Haha. What's happening? Thank you for tuning in to our YouTube channel. Please check out our website, jitbabyfaves.com. We got merchandise and all. But what are we doing today? Check it out. I'm going to show you. Here we go. Oh man, today we are taking a trip. Maybe you could call it surf and turf, by land and by sea. Well, we got a beautiful 8-ounce ribeye. Shout out to Gordon's. That's where we got it from. And a nice 4-ounce fillet of salmon skin on. We're going to make it nice and crispy. And then, of course, you can't have a steak or a piece of fish without a starch. And today, we are going with a classic. We're going with rice pilaf. And for those at home that don't like cooking rice, we're going to show you the easy way to do it. Pilaf, steak, salmon. Oh, we're going to make somebody happy. Here we go. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump into the rice pilaf, because that's going to take the longest. The salmon and the way we're going to make our ribeye, oh, it's not going to take long. 3 to 4 minutes per side. That's tops on both of them. And then we're going to get our rice pilaf, which usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes, all right? So the first thing we're gonna do, we've got the star of the show, our liquid gold. We're gonna add 2 ounces of our gold. Okay? And now our pot is nice and hot. And what we're gonna do is we've got a spatula, and we're gonna add a 1/2 cup of diced onions. Now we're not trying to caramelize those today. All we're trying to do is make them translucent, see-through. They're gonna start to sweat. You're actually gonna go from white to almost a translucent. It's gonna look see-through, and you're gonna see a little bit of white on the center of that diced onion. So we're gonna get that going first. Oh, it's something about liquid gold and onions. Smells so good. So we're gonna go ahead and get that going in our gold. And all we have to do is wait. Rice, patience. You gotta have patience with rice. You cannot rush rice. You got to plan out your meal. You have to know that rice is going to take you 15 to 20 minutes, no matter what you're doing, unless you're doing some other type of rice like fried rice. But today we're doing pilaf. We're going to get it going. Once our onions turn translucent, like I said earlier, that was 1/2 cup of diced onion, white onion, your preference. We use white onion. Okay, you can use sweet onion. I mean, if you want to add some color to it, I guess you could add red onion. It's up to you. But right now we are going to a point where we're starting to make it get to a translucent point. Now it's not going to take long, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So we're going to get that going, okay? And once that goes translucent, the next thing that we have to do is we have to jump right in with our 1 cup of rice. Now while we're waiting, understand rice to water, rice to stock in this case we're going to be using today. That is a 2 to 1 ratio. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add and like I said, don't spend too much time with your onions. You don't want them to burn, and you don't want them to go to a caramelization point, which that's when the sugars come out. We want a savory rice, okay? So now our onions have started to turn translucent. A couple of minutes later, now we're going to add 1 cup of our rice, okay? And then our goal here is to get all of that gold. As you can see, we're gonna get it kind of into our rice. So you start mixing everything around. Oh, that smells good. And we want our rice to kind of be coated with all of that gold. And we're actually gonna let it toast just a little bit, all right? Rice is not gonna be in here long. We want it just to toast just a little bit to have that liquid gold kind of penetrate it just a little bit to add some more flavor here. Oh, we're getting close. We've got our onions going good, and we've got our rice going good. Oh, we are there, okay? As you can see, it didn't take but a few minutes, okay? And next up, now that our rice has kind of absorbed all of the gold, we're gonna add 2 cups of a combination of chicken and vegetable stock. Now you could use chicken only, or you could even use vegetable. If you're a vegetarian out there, you can go with vegetable only. But today we use what we had, and that was a combination of chicken and veggie stock. Oh, the flavors are coming together. Now this is the hard part about rice. You want to leave rice alone. That's why it's great to have a see-through lid. And before we cover it up, we are going to make sure that it comes to a boil. And then we're going to turn it down real low. And we're just going to let it go. And then while we're waiting for our rice to get done, we're going to get into our salmon and our steak shortly. But right now we're waiting for it to boil. And then we're going to cover it up. So we went on and waited 15 minutes. We left our rice pilaf alone. And now it is time to take a peek at it. And oh, does that look good? All you have to do is take a fork and fluff it. And you can see the beautiful onions and the rice. And all we're gonna do is add a little bit of parsley. And we'll mix that in for later. Oh, I can't wait until we plate up our salmon and our steak today. Oh, look at that beautiful color with the parsley. And now it's time. Let's get into our steak and salmon. So now we've knocked out our rice and it's time to get our salmon and our ribeye ready to go. Now I am a fan of granulated garlic, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and season up both our salmon as well as our ribeye here with a nice amount of our granulated garlic. Oh, that garlic smells good, okay? And the reason I like to use granulated garlic is because it holds longer and usually most people have it on their shelf, all right? And then we're gonna flip the steak over, but not the salmon. So we're gonna hit it with a little bit of salt. Gotta make sure you have some salt. And then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of the pepper. Fresh cracked pepper. Those are some tongue twisters there, all right? Then we're gonna take our tongs and get that seasoning in on our ribeye, and then we're gonna flip it over. Oh, and make sure that we take care of the other side. A little more of the granulated garlic. Oh my goodness. Gotta go with the salt. And last but not least, we're gonna keep it simple and hit it with a little more of the pepper. Now we're gonna go ahead and get that kind of into our two different proteins here. We're gonna let it set for about 5 minutes, and then they're gonna hang out on the flat top with, of course, the star of the show, our liquid gold. Stay tuned. So we let all of our protein, in this case we have our salmon, oh my goodness, nice 4-ounce fillet, and our ribeye, 8 ounces of goodness. And we're gonna go ahead and get our flat top. Now we've let it preheat to 325 degrees. And this is the cool thing about this meal. If you like steak and the other half likes salmon or vice versa, or you want them both, it's totally up to you. But we're doing it 2 times. And the great thing about it is, if you like your steak medium, the salmon and the steak are gonna cook at the same time. Both are gonna go for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side, and then we're gonna flip them, okay? Now the salmon, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna flip it about 2 minutes in, because we're gonna finish it on the skin side, because some people like the skin, all right? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna load up the flat top with all of that liquid gold. Oh, it's ready. And we're gonna get that kind of spread out. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our steak on there. Oh, we want a nice sear. Oh, we lost our steak, but here it is. Oh, the flames, all of the smoke. We love it. Oh, I wish I could send you smell-o-vision, because right now, oh, is our garlic coming out. And now we're gonna set our salmon skin side down, and don't panic because of all of the flavor that's floating in the air. We're gonna get a nice sear on both sides. One, we wanted the flat top super hot, because then we're gonna get a nice sear on each. And then we're gonna go ahead and get our salmon nice and crispy, that skin, because some like skin, some don't. So we're gonna go ahead and keep that rolling. We are still pumping at about 325 degrees on our flat top. 2 minutes here, as you see. And then we're gonna go ahead and flip that 2 minutes in. And then we're gonna let our steak go for 4 minutes on each side. And we're gonna have a beautiful meal. Stay tuned, it's coming up. So you can see now the salmon is starting to turn white underneath. It's been about a minute in. Now we're waiting another minute and we're gonna go ahead and flip it over. So now we've waited about 2 minutes total and we're gonna go ahead and flip our salmon because we want a nice sear. Oh, look at that nice, beautiful, crispy skin there. We want a nice sear on the bottom. We're gonna let it go a nice little 2 minutes there. And then we're gonna go ahead and check on our steak, our 8-ounce ribeye. Oh my. So now as we flipped it, you can see almost 2 minutes in, all of the salmon is starting to turn white. Now here's the thing about the salmon. You don't wanna rush it, but you still wanna cook it all the way through. Now in a minute, we're gonna go ahead and flip both of our protein items. And oh, are we so close to plating up something wonderful. Now let's go ahead and flip that salmon and oh, look at that beautiful sear. That's exactly what we wanted. We're gonna lay it down just a little bit, kind of to seal in those juices. And oh, the moment everybody's been waiting for, we're gonna flip that ribeye. And oh, look at that caramelization, or better yet, look at that beautiful sear right there. We're gonna seal that in. We're gonna go ahead and flip our salmon as well and seal that flavor in. And we are going medium on the steak. Salmon's going all the way. We literally have only 2 minutes left and we are about to plate our surf and turf times 2. Oh man, here we go. I hope you've had fun cooking along. Check out our YouTube channel. We got more to come up. But now, before we give all of our announcements, it is time to finish our plate. As you see, we added a nice blend of wax and green beans along with a little bit of carrots, steamed, lightly salted, and put a little bit of pepper. And now let's go ahead and plate our salmon. Oh, it's ready. And hopefully that looks beautiful to you all, ladies and gentlemen. The salmon is done. And here comes our medium steak. And we're gonna plate that as well. Oh, how does that look? We've got surf and turf 2 ways. And there we have it. And now you have it. Surf and turf split in 2. Dinner for 2, maybe for 1, I don't know. As you can see, we've got our rice pilaf and our beautiful vegetable with our 8-ounce ribeye, thank you Gordon's, as well as our 4-ounce fillet of salmon. Hopefully you enjoyed, but there's only one way we end the show. You know what time it is. It's Jit, baby, just in time, fly top faves, with our ribeye and rice pilaf and our salmon and rice pilaf. Check us out on our YouTube page, as well as check out our website, jitbabyfaves.com, merchandise and links and recipes. See you next time.